Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Cavalier cheat sheet time. Now, if you've seen today's earlier video, you'll know that I've already posted this. Well, a version 1 of the Cavalier cheat sheet, which looks like this. It is available in the link in the description if you don't want to check it out. It is, at that time it wasn't finished, but it is kind of finished now, and I've just put out the new one, which should be in the link in the description, which is referred to as version 2. What version 2 basically has is a bit more kind of clarification on certain things, especially when it comes to some of the nodes. We're going to go over just quickly some of this and yes, just explain a few things of what's changed and also like nodes and things to look out for. You don't have to have the respective tags. It does really help because the tags or tag tickle means you can crossfight, you can take this stuff. Do bear in mind there are some not accusations, investigations going on about like whether or not certain champions that are meant to be under the respective tags are not getting their crossfights. I'll give you an example. Like this one is all about using mutant champions, which you can gain the charges in the fight. You just can't take them to the next fight. However, though, there are some champions like Domino, like Sabretooth, Deadpool X-Force, etc. that are mutant and also the tactical and can take them from fight to fight. But I've seen different things. Man, it does need some investigation on how this breaks down with Kabam, some bugs. But whatever, like look, we've got to get into the Cavalier cheat sheet, got to get into the kind of Cavalier breakdown. I've done a full video on this and the bosses, but this is all about the paths and building up to them. There is in the spreadsheet a little bit of a tab right at the bottom. You click it and it gives some boss counter information. I've got to tighten it up and make it look better in like, I don't know, next few months, but that's another story for another day because I want to focus on my attention on some other content and videos. So let's get to work. Okay, first one is all about mercenary champions. So use your mercenaries to do this, and yeah, any mutants can gain the charges in the fight. They just can't take them to the next fight. Domino Massacre, Black Widow, Deadly Origin, Gwenpool, Elektra, Sabretooth, Deadpool X-Force, Moon Knight. The list goes on with available champions. I'd love to see a Moon Knight be broken out for this particular quest. That would be pretty sick. Wolverine X, Weapon X. I've been using that one. I like that one. That's a good one. Gamora, recently been buffed. Really could be a really cool option for that. Go do that. That's Bloody Barb, which is also my what is it called, like speaking kind of thing, my text to speech, which I name her when she reads out a super chat donation or a subscription on Twitch. She's referred to as Barb. So what about the next quest? Next quest, which is 1.2, is all about critical drainage. So this is Avengers. This is just Avengers. That's as simple as that. I've had so much fun with this. I think this is the one that I broke out OG Scarlet Witch. I think for this one. And oh my god, like I'm doing a separate video on that one about how she kind of slays, because she does slay in this one. But there's so many different champions that you could use for this. Yes, as the thing to point out with techs, my friends, it's all about tech champions. You can see right there. Yeah, you gain the tech. You could use like anything that kind of interacts with it with tech champions. Whenever defender uses a special attack, they gain an energized passive. Power control techs could be an option. Penny Parker, there could be some great ones right there that you could use with this. Also, don't write off those that are tech and can cross-fight, like Iron Man Infinity War, Hulkbuster, Vision, Age of Ultron. They still factor into it, but also, power control elements because, the enemy's going to get energized. You could use Warlock as being a tech champion that can power control. Penny Parker, Nebula, even some of the ones that are not in the tags, Doctor Doom and Magic. So, to name but a few. Or just use any tech in order to do that, perform a medium combo ender and get a power drain on the defender. So any tech really works, but there's some ones that obviously play into the narrative of power control and our tech. For Academic Constitution, we are back with champions that are able to deal with the kind of normality of class-based system for Cavalier. And for this, it just goes back to those age-old champions, either Poison Immune and Science. So what have we got? Well, Quake doesn't touch, so therefore can't be poisoned. Immortal Abomination, because of the poison interaction. Hulk and Immortal Hulk. Human Torch, because he has high debuff damage, and as well just plays into the kind of well, you can get rid of those that poison, because that's a possibility. Void, standard Abomination. Abomination with Red Guardian can be very effective. She-Hulk. I gotta be honest, I just think poison immune champions are the better way to go with it. Just because it's easier to rotate and you don't have to kind of worry too much. Ghost with a poison conversion she can do. Guillotine 2099 because she's poison immune. Warlock. Mysteria. Again, all poison immune champions. Medusa. Captain Marvel movie. Hyperion. Ronan. Poison immune champions. Iceman, Omega Red, Poison Immune, Dragon Man, Mephisto, Dormammu, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Overseer. That's a good champion, by the way. Cap Infinity War with a skill-based champion. I mean, look, it's a pretty doable path with a lot of kind of science champions. I don't think it's much that needs kind of worrying about, but well-timed blocks with any science champion will shrug it off. You know, Mr. Fantastic, we're just shrugging it off. But as I said, like sometimes it's easier to use some of these poison immune champions because of the extent of like the build of the Fury passive quickly and kind of not worrying about the chip damage. Not to say it's like ridiculous, but it's just one of these things where if you have 2 to 3 things to worry about, strip away the 2 things to worry about, just leave the 1. So you kind of, your rotations of champion play is going to be very much different. Going, I must well-time block, I must do that all the time. So yeah, kind of like eliminate some extra frustration. For 2.2, we are back with the tags and the tactical, mixed martial arts, defenders, thunderbolts, and inhuman attackers. Also skill-based champions for this. Skill-based champions that are able to inflict the defender with an armor break, bleed, or physical vulnerability debuff. And essentially, it's like, well, just maybe a skill champion that does a bleed. And look, let's face it, most skill champions do bleed. Gwenpool, Nick Fury, Black Panther, to name but 3. There are loads. But, you know, let's have a look at the playing into the narrative of stuff. So playing into the narrative of these particular tacticals, Namor, who's very, very good for this. Ghost Rider, Elektra, Luke Cage, Howard the Duck, Red Hulk, Man-Thing, X-23, Taskmaster as being Thunderbolts, Karnak, Quake, Medusa, and Black Bolt, which you compare with Hitmonkey for a fantastic synergy with Inhumans. It's great. And yeah, you can still play into this by using any champion, really. I don't think it's too much something to worry about. By the way, if you hear knocking, that's the neighbours. And if you don't want to go crossfight, then at least you've got champions that bleed. Nick Fury, Blade, as we did say Nick Fury a moment ago. But there's so many. I think even like Mole Man does bleeds as well. And Mole Man actually I think is great for kind of like some other aspects to this quest. Hawkeye. You've got Falcon, you name it, there's there. I think even Squirrel Girl has, but there's loads of champions kind of like have skill and bleed that play into that narrative. Now to 3.1, this is actually pretty cool because we've got back to the normals. The crack in the armor, and crack in the armor does mean that for this, any kind of like armor break cosmic champion is going to be really effective for this because of easy rotations. Medusa, Terex with the SP1, Rockfield, Fourth Light, Refresh, Corvus, well-timed block. SP2 of Cosmic Ghost Rider, SP2 of Hyperion, Heavy Attack for Cull Obsidian, Heavy Attack for Venom, Heavy Attack for Red Goblin and SP2, Ronan with a Heavy Attack, Black Bolt with special attacks, Arcus, and then Angela. You know, there's so many champions to kind of like interact with this, and yeah, a lot of fun can be had. The final set of paths and interactions is Mystic Consumption. In a nutshell, as soon as you are doing anything like a stagger, if you're doing anything like a nullification, if you're suppressing buffs in any kind of way, nullification, yeah, then you need some like fantastic champions to interact with this, and there are quite a few. So Doctor Doom with his heavy attack stagger, Thorn Jane Foster, Hood with critical hits, heavy refresh, Black Widow Clairvoyant with nullify, Sasquatch, Symbiote Supreme, Sorcerer Supreme, Mephisto, Juggernaut, Longshot, my god, Mangog and Scarlet Witch. There's a load, and there's probably ones I've missed off, which you know, hey, there's for every 10 to 20 counters for something, there's a further 30 to like 50. There's 200 champions in game. What do you do? It is what it is. That has been it. That's the Cavalier cheat sheet. That, as you can see, that a little bit has changed actually than from what I've put out earlier. There's a few that I'm probably going to add to it whilst I'm getting this video kind of like out and stuff. So go and check out that. There's a boss breakdowns video already out on the channel if you want a visual look at it, but obviously there's a tab, and also in the description of that video there's a breakdown of some of the interactions. But yeah, that has been the video. Thank you very much for watching. I've got one more video to post today, which I'm working on in a moment, and then I'm working on the weekend content and Friday content. So yeah, an MCN drops tomorrow, so check that out. Thanks very much for watching. I'm also going to do a total shards for this month video and so much more. So keep locked, and I'll see you later. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.